Hmm. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm not doing this then. I don't want to deal with it. I just wanted to visualize something. Please. Oh, it's not that big. I thought it was like this. Need it to always be below that. We'll have a much better chance of getting home. So concretely, I've only done, yeah, okay. I need to. We'll do that, 3.5. Leave it at what it is. Here. You need a louder car, maybe? Oh. Roommates. Then it's sunny. Phone in. Every guy she dated. Roni. Boom. Buddy but Betty. Buddy but Betty. Buddy but Betty. Okay, this was kind of the columnar, not Since my mom died. Anybody but Betty. Anybody but Betty. Anybody but Betty. Bow, 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 bow. Oh. I decorated his area. Start that one over because I'm gonna get a water and a beer. And I be a cow anyhow. I never cry. Some of it will be out, which is okay. We'll see what I do over down here anyway. And I just have to put this to 3.5 for the bear itself. Oh, and it is at 3.5. Look at that. Okay, well, that was auspicious. Mm, na, 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 na. Move, make me move, make me move, make me move, make me no, 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 no. Move, make me move, make me move, make me move. In an art and make me move, make me move, make me move. Dun, dun. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. Um, I'm gonna need somewhere another one of those fissures, otherwise they don't quite make sense. There could be one here for sure. There could be a great big fissure like straight across here or straight whatever, somewhere there. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Uh, So the forest in theory extends to way over here. I did here. I mean, all of this is forest. And now this bit. So in any case, of this guy, it definitely needs to get done. So I could probably just round that off. However, is this the thing that I then maybe cut off? Because right now that forest is something like that. I could do this. That then is weird. So just go back to how it was. I do think it should be something like that, honestly. That looks kind of stupid. Yeah, just but then I guess that means this should probably be cut down. Really make it look like a stomach. Why that's a thing, apparently, though. Nothing. I just have to play and look. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, if you close the map, okay. I was wondering why that broke last time, and it must be that. I don't know. It's either this one or this one. Imagine it's this one then. Boop. That's an awesome. Boop, boop, boop. So that's okay. But we need to set the animating reveal back to false. Is there anything else that is saying so now in theory, if I exit out of it early, I'll still be able to view a map. I left it early. Sweet. Okay, I fixed that bug. There's a better way of saying that, but um, okay. I should probably finish the whole idea with the bear. Well, no, because I haven't figured out exactly how it works. With the whole poking it. The whole time, something is still off about poking a bear with the stick. Which honestly maybe just needs to be off-putting. Because concretely, I don't want you to poke a bear with a stick. But I want to give you the option. Therefore, you, as the player, are the one that decides whether or not you do it. and then I put an encouragement in one direction or another, and it be punishing. I keep seeing the crash thing as the last thing that was typed, so I freak out and think, oh shit, it crashed. Which is me doing this, making sure I'm moving. Things still need to be kind of discovered. Like over here, something needs to. I don't need to deal with the bear right away. Pretty much, but not right away. But I need to figure out like what's here, what's here, what's here, what's here, what's here. All of these places need things. You know, kind of same distance as this, right? That thing to that thing. And so we have this thing to, yeah, this. Like the bear has a large area there. I think I do need primarily right now. I can deal with the bear later. I need to fill the map out with whatever is going to live wherever I decide goes here. This is the forest area. And I can't remember how far out does it go? Yeah, so the forest is going to here. Kind of swerves there. Reaches out. It's hard to tell because I'm kind of turned at 90 degree, 45 degrees. Hey, Pop. How's it going? There, those four. That and that. To the end of that. Okay, this is how far the forest goes. Something like that. No. Like this. It's an album. So the residents, what I've been listening to like on loop for the past 6 months or something. I now listen to the residents and almost nothing else. Okay, I'm going to do this like this. Nope, not like that. We're going to put some pine trees where I know the end of the map, the beep, 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 beep. And it kind of, no. Cuts across, something like that. And that's the forest limit, basically. Ooh, I need some fences and shit. What was the cave problem? What was the cave problem? I had a cave problem. I probably did have a cave problem. I don't remember it right now, though. Oh, that. I did a thing. Hold on. Except now, then I kind of veered off of it and used it for something else. All of this. Yeah, okay. I suddenly freaked out that maybe I got rid of all of it. Thank God I didn't. So using this instead of this launches all of this shit. And what it was doing was making it that when you're in a cave, all of the tiles above you or in between you and the camera, if that's a good way of stating that's whatever. All of those tiles would fade out and be almost completely invisible. But then all of the trees and grass and all of that stayed perfectly visible, which was disappointing to say the least. And The you could see inside of the terrain, and so it would take off that tile. But then now you saw that tile, and you saw that it was a tile underneath this tile, and it has grass on it. So that also becomes an issue of, so on visually, right, and also comprehensively, of what am I looking at. I need to get rid of that, so I would have to replace all of those tiles with a just plain dirt tile, which is not the case right now. That's not a thing that exists. I mean, I do have some, but the ground tiles are much more complex, than visually complex than what you would presume. So I'm not doing that. And in any case, it was weird that you would be seeing through the ground but not the trees and stuff. So I would rather rework it so that instead of hiding the terrain, the player is visible. Except I would need to put switch out the material. I think this is how I would switch out the material for the player. And then I would want to activate, like, how hidden are you would show, but that doesn't make sense. No, yeah, and I could check the top, and then I could, yeah, I could figure it out. But be able to show the player using just a material. But I don't know how to make a material that is visible above everything else. And so that was another one of the issues I had, was just like in the original problem of it, was that I wasn't able to detect whether or not I was behind anything. That was already a huge challenge. So that challenge is now solved. I figured that one out. I can now detect if I'm behind a cliff. I still can't tell if I'm behind a tree. That I can't do. I never know if I'm behind a tree, and I don't know how to solve that. But it would become, basically, for me, I would like that if I can make myself visible behind terrain with some type of silhouette or whatever, if I can do that, I'd probably implement it as such, but you will still be showing below trees, flowers, rocks, anything that is on that terrain, I imagine. Unless that shader is able to be above absolutely everything. But then, when you are entirely behind a tree, that thing wouldn't activate. Right? There's a difference between got the shitty place to view it. Here. This cliff is much higher than the ground layer here. And it would make sense that if I were behind the tree, I would get the same visual treatment for the player as if I was behind the terrain. Especially if, when I'm behind the terrain, the silhouette appears above the tree. I would then want to be able to be here and stand behind this tree and my silhouette appear. I don't know. It's all, but I don't even know how to make my silhouette appear above everything else. Period. Like regardless of whether I can figure out how to detect if I'm behind a tree or not, I would need to be able to detect if uh, yeah, I mean, whatever. So that problem is on the. There are tutorials for outlines and stuff like that, and that's not really a problem. It becomes more, and how exactly am I showing it above everything? I guess I could just shift the Z of the displacement of the, what is it called? Correction Z. That's the visual correction. So I could have the player then just be like, if we go to the player, I can show. In theory, if I put the player behind the tree and augment, oh, no, God, don't move that. Move the player behind the tree, and then bump this up on the Z. Oh, God, it took a while, but at 2.5, I'm above the tree. I'd have to put it at like 100, and I would probably show above absolutely everything. And I would change the shader, right? I would apply a different material to the thing. And then I could fade it by 50% or. Okay, I would just put its Z, whatever. Hold on, let me. Yes. Hold on, I have to go to the bathroom. And yeah, that's the other deal, is that I would want that silhouette to appear as you go down, right? Only behind, and so it would be cut half and half. I don't want the entire thing. And so then the question also becomes, if the player is half out and half in, do I need a silhouette at all? Like, even if it's just this bottom part, do I even care? I can still see where the player is. So does it actually only happen when the player is entirely invisible? Which I would be okay with. When the player is finally completely hidden by the... Or I could do it at like 3/4. No, but no, if I want to simplify the how much of the player is hidden or visible. But see what I mean? It's a... What's Age of Empire? How I no, I know what Age of Empires is, but I've never played it, so I don't know what it looks like. For that situation, what does that look like? Yeah, but that's a 3D game, isn't it? Because what I know is that were my game 3D, this would not be a problem and it would be solved in about 10 minutes. It's 2D? Okay. But are there the only things that can hide them are buildings in that sense? So I mean, I'm just trying to, yeah, give me that. There you go. I don't understand the thing I'm looking at. But the outlines. Jeez. Yeah, yeah. But so here is kind of the deal. I know that if I was also on, I mean, there are a lot of ways that I could do this a lot easier. If I was able to have different layers and different subsets. Everything is kind of on the, not everything is kind of, everything is on the exact same layer and stuff like that. The easiest way that it was doable was like with masks or with several cameras and things like that. And it's something that needs to be thought through and solved in almost completely different ways than what I've been trying to get at the moment. But what I do know is that for years I was incapable of knowing if I was behind a chunk of ground tile. And now I can tell if I mean, it's all commented out. But just this is actually getting me whether or not I'm behind a ground tile. And then these hide the tiles themselves that are kind of hiding me. And it wasn't bad, but it was weird enough that I'm not going to do that. But I am going to keep all of the code for it because there's interesting bits to it. But it needs to be solved in a different manner. The whole outline thing. There's something else that needs to happen, and I don't know how that thing can happen. Yeah, and exactly. There's kind of more important stuff. But it was a good little adventure. It was someone came into chat a couple of days ago that hadn't been around in a while. No, that played the game. I can't remember who it was. Who was it? Oh, it was Dark Aberley. Dark Aberley. Who's been in following for just a week now, but he played the game and his one comment was it was annoying to not be able to see yourself when you were behind a cliff. And I agree. I've always agreed with that. I think it's kind of funny too. But it was the only thing that Auberly had to say about the game in a critical way was that. So I thought that was, which in and of itself is actually pretty nice because it's not a game breaking aspect, you know. I mean, if 50% of the terrain was hidden behind a cliff, I would agree, but and honestly, the whole demo area is like 30% covered by a fucking cliff. I could change the terrain. There's no need. It's just kind of blocked off. I could have it all be a beach. I hadn't thought of that. Just have that big, huge bump in the middle of it. It could be. Probably should have thought of that earlier, though. But regardless of all of that, the idea here was I could extend this forest to here. Which, at the same time, means I could put this here. And this is where it wanders and hangs out and stuff, but this is where it goes to bed. It's probably best if I leave it here. Where? Here. 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 X-ray shader. Is it something I can easily reproduce on a shader graph? Or is it a shader, like a coded shader? Anyway, if this is all the forest, I could have